Hi, my name is Whitney Thompson, and this is my Curvy kitchen. Today we're going to be making Snickerdoodles. I realized after I posted my lemon cookie recipe that I made a reference to Snickerdoodle, and all my friends in the UK messaged me and said, what the heck is a Snickerdoodle? So I thought maybe I should post the recipe. Snickerdoodles are certainly a strange name. There are no Snickers in them. There's nothing that's even in a Snickerdoodle, so I can see why that would be a little bit confusing. It's more like just a sugar cookie rolled in cinnamon. Actually, that's exactly what it is. You're gonna wanna preheat your oven to 375. We're going to start with 1 stick of butter and start creaming your butter. Once your butter is creamed, go ahead and add 3/4 a cup of sugar. Next, you'll want to add 1 egg. Though most Snickerdoodles are made with no vanilla, I like to add just a little bit to taste. Now that we have all the wet ingredients mixed together, I'm going to add 1 cup of flour and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. I was curious where the name Snickerdoodle came from, and I tried to look it up, and what I found was that The Joy of Cooking says it's either based on a German word, Schneidenkruden. I don't know. I'm gonna butcher it, but it translates to snail noodles, or it's just some gibberish from New Englanders. I kind of feel like seems like an American thing, so maybe I'll go with that. No one seems to really know where Snickerdoodle comes from though, and it's a pretty stupid name for a cookie, but I guess it's cute if you're like a child. Either way, people seem to like eating them, and I used to eat them at church every Sunday, so it's definitely like a childhood staple. So our base for the Snickerdoodle is done. It looks basically like a sugar cookie. It's actually identical to a sugar cookie. And what sets this apart and makes it a Snickerdoodle is that you're going to take a separate bowl and put cinnamon and sugar together. Now, the recipe usually calls for 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, but I kind of just eyeball it. I prefer a little bit more cinnamon, so you can see the color is a little bit darker than what it asks for, but it's up to you. If you don't really like cinnamon, you probably won't make these at all. But if you like a little bit, you can put more sugar, less sugar, whatever. So make sure your hands are clean, and you'll take out a little bit of dough, roll it into a ball, and then you're going to drop it in your bowl and roll it around and coat the entire thing. So it'll sort of look like a cinnamon munchkin donut from Dunkin' Donuts. If y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you people in the UK have no idea what I'm talking about, again. But in America, when it's all done, it looks just about like that. And I will put this on my greased baking sheet, like so. I want to smush it down a little so it doesn't roll away, but for the most part, just keep it in that ball shape and it's going to expand. Now you'll continue that process. Don't worry about the cinnamon on your fingers. No one's gonna know if it gets in the dough. It's all gonna taste the same anyways. Roll that, drop it, and roll it around. This is a fun recipe to do with kids too. I would definitely make these with my nephew. Get a little messy, but they can't mess it up too bad. You know, once you've got the dough together, they can sort of just play with it, roll it around in the sugar, and it's gonna come out tasting like a cookie. No matter what, no matter how hard they try to mess it up, it should taste just about right. So we have our beautifully rolled Snickerdoodles ready to go in the oven, and I'm gonna bake them between 8 and 10 minutes, so I'll check them at 8 minutes.
Grab some groceries real quick and you girls can get back to your...
Cookies! Yeah! I thought Samoas were, they changed the name because they weren't PC, and now they've changed them back because they're awesome. Trying to make Snickerdoodles and you bring in Girl Scout cookies. That ain't right. With most sugar cookies, it's hard to tell when they're done because you can't really see the cracks. It's all one color. The great thing about Snickerdoodles is that the outside has this cinnamon crust, so it's very easy to see where the heat has risen. They're done. Oh yeah, these are beautiful. Now, if you look at these, you can see what I mean about the cinnamon crust. You can really see the cracks coming through. I should probably wait longer for it to cool, but I'm very impatient. It was perfect. And the crust on the cookie is so good. Thanks for hanging out with me in my Curvy kitchen.